Welcome, friends. Welcome to today's Reconsider It live stream. Best live stream you're going to see all day. Here on today's Reconsider It live stream, you are going to get a very nice tinkering with knobs variety, which means just hanging out, playing with some sounds, changing things, making them better, chatting a lot, talking with you. My regulars know what it is. Speaking of my regulars, symptoms of reality into place. If you are new to the Reconsider It live stream, welcome. You made the right decision joining us. We are glad that you are here. Right now we are hanging out. We are chilling out in a warm-up phase. We are chilling out to a beat that I made before the stream began. I see we have some more friends in the place, including Viral Beats. Those are in place. My dude. And this beat that we are hanging out to, this is the one that we're going to be tinkering with here on this Tinkering with Knobs stream. This is a new one I'm building. I think I made a new pattern for myself. The past few Tinkering with Knobs streams, I've made brand new palettes on the stream. And I'm doing it again. This one is tuned to the key of A. As in the recent Tinkering with Knobs streams. I have copied from an existing palette that I had pre-made out of my other 24, which is actually up to 26 now. So I copied from a source, but I'm changing all the sounds as we go. That's what tonight's stream going to be. Or maybe it's this morning for you, or this afternoon. Today's stream, stream you are experiencing right now, and here in this warm-up phase, my friends, there is one action for you. There's an action item for you. This is so that you are properly positioned and best set up for success here on this live stream. What is this action? Is it simple to complete? Can I properly position myself, including my feet? That'd be sweet. I need to meet this expectation. What the heck, I make it into this place, and you get in the place, kid. This action you need to take is grab your drink. My regulars know what it is. We are gonna do a nice warm-up, get the blood flowing, practice cheers experience. It's gonna be really good. Just getting warmed up, just feeling the blood flowing. Grab your drink, my friends, we're doing it. I have got some water. You might have whatever you have. You might have like a juice of some kind. You might have an alcoholic beverage. Often a mention that I say when I go through this list. What else might you have? What else might you? You might have some kind of dairy-based beverage. You could even have like soup. Previously, people have asked, is it okay if I have something to eat during these cheers moments, these magical cheers moments that help me feel so connected with everyone? As we do this action together, I know that we're all participating in this wonderful thing that brings us together, these cheers moments. Can I eat something? That was the question. And my answer is yes. That is an acceptable participation variation. Cheers moments, my friends. Here they come. Whatever you're doing. You got some kind of drink, you might even maybe be eating something. I'm going to count up to 3. On 3, I'm going to be clinking the camera. It's going to be really the best thing you've ever seen in your life. What a great experience you will do at that time. Here it comes, my friends. I'm starting on 1. That's 1. But then after that, of course, building up from there. You know you got to have some 2. So it's just building up, feeling real good about this. I like all of this because after 1 and 2, you get this very nice cheers moment that you like it so much. It comes on 3. Clink. Cheers, my friends. I see a River X is in the place. Feeling very well and good. Friends, thank you for participating in that very excellent, wonderful cheers moment. That one went really well. Please like this video. Please subscribe. For our friends who are joining us after the live stream, watching on replay, thank you for doing these cheers along with us. They transcend time and space. I suppose that makes them technically, our cheers moments are transcendental. Thank you for joining us as well. Please leave a comment. To our friends in the year 9,876. Way to live in a cool year. What's it like? Please leave a comment. So friends, we have had a pretty good warm-up experience here. I like the warm-ups. And being warmed up, we can begin tinkering with some knobs, which of course begins with the bass. Now I did change the bass from the palette that I inherited this from. The palette that I got this from was... What did it have in the end? I think it either had a chorus or a granular delay. It was something that was muddying up the bass. And I was like, why do I have that? That shouldn't be there. And so I made that not be there. And I put on some different effects on this bass. This bass is built out of some 505 stuff for you. Built out of the guitar to bass, which is what all my basses are built out of. Fed into the electric, which is what the it is the tuner. It is what tunes it and puts it into the key of A in this case, which I am double checking and have just confirmed, which is good. Then I passed it into a sustainer, which is mostly just making it louder. But then the new part, modular delay, which gives the bass this like kind of falling all over itself feeling, crumply. And I don't know that I had ever tried that. I was just kind of cycling through the sound effects. One, do, no, not that, maybe, how's that? And then I got to this one. I'm like, whoa, what is this? So, still experimenting, but I like it so far. So yeah, I think with the bass, I'm alright with it for now. Viral Beats has confirmed that the year 9876, that is the year. That's the vibe I got too. So after the bass, we got this other thing. Whatever you'd call this. This is built out of a synth, which usually can play the role of some kind of horn. There's the duplicate layer. These are the ones that flank the bass on either side. Either panning, that is, left and right. So I like the way this sounds. I changed it a fair amount from what the source material was. The source one was indeed one of these synth layers, which, as I say, usually fills the role of like a horn type of, I don't know, role. But I changed the synth a fair amount. What was it that I changed in here? Maybe it wasn't the synth that I changed. I turned it down. That was one of the things I did. So there's less of that horn aspect in here, which I kind of like, because I often have a difficult time balancing the way this sounds with the way that I would naturally pronounce the way that I quote-unquote sing. But again, I think the way this one has evolved so far is sounding good. So it's got that synth one, which, as I say, I've turned down. from what it was at full blast. From there, passed into the electric to tune it. Then it passed it into a chorus, which I matched. I said earlier that the bass had that modular delay on it, which has this like falling all over itself quality. And so I matched the chorus on this horn layer in terms of the rate, matched it to the bass. So that was good. Or matched it to the modular delay, I should say. The modular delay in the bass. And then from there, it's passed into a reverb. That also was new. I forget what the other one was, but it was a heavier output effect. And I said, this layer is not really supposed to be center stage. So I made it a simple reverb and gave it some pre-delay. It didn't have any, I don't know, not any, but you know what? A very, very small amount of pre-delay. So I turned it up quite a bit. 138 milliseconds. Which is like a third of the capacity. Again, these I'm pretty happy with. I think this is pretty good. And this I built before the stream just to get a little starting point. But as I evaluate them, let me just do one at a time. Yeah. Yeah. So that's a good starting point. But now you got to build out the rest of this palette, which I'm so glad that you're here for this too. I see Trusto is in the place. I also see above that Symptoms of Reality put a bunch of food-related emojis, which is a good reflection of doing a nice cheers through food rather than necessarily a drink, which I am down with. So friends, the next step here is that I need to pick a new layer to go to, and then we're just going to modify it a fair amount, and that'll be our tinkering with knobs. But look at this. I have this other drink that I actually am interested in taking a swig from. This is not an official cheers moment. This is not an official. I'm not going to be doing the count of three right at this instant. I'm just taking a sip of my drink. You are under no obligation to do any kind of sipping at the same time. If you would like to, you're welcome to. That's perfectly welcome. But I'm just going to have a little sip of this. Look at this. Let me get a good shot on the camera. Pretty dope. The cherry in it is really flavorful. Crazy Rabbit is in the play. Hi. So the next instrument that I have inherited, I'll show you what it sounds like in the way that I just got it from the source palette. Turn everything else off. So here it is. I'm going off the talking and going onto the instruments for the first time. So that's what I got from the source palette. It's got the low pass filter, which man is, there's probably like 3 to 5. I could probably pick 5 pretty easily. Probably, let's say 5 things that I can do on this looper here. The MK2, that is. Probably I could pick 5 things, not just because it's a 505. That I really like the low pass filter. That's one of the things that's just like, it's hard to hold myself back and like self-control and not do it all the time in every track. I see Crazy Rabbit has made a reference to that car rap. I put that freestyle rap was like 3.5 minutes of a freestyle while I was driving the other day. What was that, yesterday? Yeah, you guys like that? I listened to that and I'm like, oh, this is a horrible thing. Actually, there's a couple good moments in it. I criticize myself. Viral agreeing, saying, "Oh man, that went hard." I see Craig is in the place. All right, friends, listen to this. Be listening to? Listen to what? Huh? What? 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 Huh? What? Listen to what? I told you listen. I was like, friends, listen to this. What should you be listening to? I have good news. This is glorious, ecstatic news. It induces a state of ecstasy in you. This news that I have. It's pretty nice. You're gonna like it a lot. What's the good news? What's the good news? You have to tell me. You have to tell me. What's the good news? The good news, my friend, is the time has come for the first official cheers moment, which is very refreshing. I don't know. It's good, yeah. I like it. Grab your drink. We are doing it, my friends. I got my water over here. Yes, within arm's reach. While I'm still on the mic, that's some good stuff. That's some good... Would that qualify as feng shui? Is that how you pronounce it? I might be pronouncing it wrong. I'm sure I am pronouncing that wrong. But I just said feng shui. So that's what I'm gonna... I don't know. I'm not gonna stand by that. I'm ready to be corrected immediately. That's like my pronunciation of feng shui. I have the lowest level of attachment to how I pronounce it. It would be difficult for something to exceed the not attached to-ness that I have to the way that I pronounce feng shui. If someone could come correct me, I'd be like, done, I'm changed immediately, forever. And I don't care at all. Anyway, I have my water now in my hand. Hopefully you have your drink, my friends, because we are doing this cheers moment. It's going to be so good. Listen to this. It's coming like this on one. This is the first part of the cheers. Oh, it's so good, yes. But you know, as this gets built up and you just imagine what it's going to be like, you gotta have this anticipation, this very, let's say, like positive, excited anticipation of this cheers that's gonna happen. Oh, it's coming so soon. This is very good. Just as you feel a smile on your face, you know it's coming. Oh man, it's so good. Listen to this, my friends. This cheers moment is coming right now. On 3, clink, cheers, my friends. Man, that's really good. It's so refreshing. I love getting to feel so connected with you. The opportunity. It's good. It's good that that's a part of my life. Thank you for being here. Please like this video. Please subscribe. So we have this new instrument to add here as we build a new palette together on this Tinkering with Knobs. Do I keep the low pass filter as I was trying to build up to saying, like, what, 10 minutes ago? Do I keep the low pass filter or do I do something radically different? Because these instruments here, these horn-based instruments, these are pretty... I don't know how... Well, I guess I'll try it. Let me see what the low-pass filter sounds like. But I'm leaning toward changing it, and possibly even changing it for the sake of changing it. And that's it. I made it in my mind. I'm changing it. I'm not going to use a low-pass filter on this, even though I love the low-pass filter so much. And even though, like, as the words are coming out of my mouth, I'm like, no, what did I just say? What kind of commitment did I just make for myself? This is the worst thing ever. Oh, no, I'm going to lose everything. Oh, the low-pass filter. But in fact, I still have everything. That's the best part. That's the best part, my friends. I still have everything. And more. And more. Marco is in the place. Welcome. I'm getting caught up on the chat here. I see some cranberry juice caught my eye. 100% cranberry juice says viral. Marco says, oh man, it's a great beat. Oh good, I'm glad you like that. I still got to do, so what am I going to do here? I said I'm going to change the low pass filter. Alright, I can do that. I can change the low pass filter. But what about the rest of it? This one is built out of a synth. I'll again remind you because it was a long time ago. I'm going to switch off of vocals and go into the instrument here. This is just, it's very close to what I inherited from the source. The only thing that changed is there's a slicer on it, and the slicer I changed to match the what was it, a quarter note? It might have been an eighth note, I forget. But I matched the other ones that have rates. Both of these other layers have rates in them, so I just matched their rates. Otherwise, this is inherited from the source instrument. Let's see what it sounds like. I'm cycling through possible other filters that I'm using or some other instrument or whatever that I'm going to use because I'm disabling the low pass filter. What am I going to replace it with? So I'm just kind of cycling through right now. We'll report back soon with whatever I find. All right. Okay. I think it's a good version 1.0. So I changed this one a lot. I barely remember what it was. This was the one where it was the low pass filter. And then I removed the low pass filter on principle. I said, listen, this isn't not tinkering with knobs. What do you think this is? Not tinkering with knobs? Because that's not what it is. It's not tinkering with knobs. It's tinkering with knobs. So I said I had to tinker with some knobs. I obligated myself to tinkering with knobs. So I removed the low pass filter. By the way, I saw Craig said he got a run with a nice rap in the chat, which I like, in fact, and that is very inspiring to me. It lights a fire, you see. I might like to just dive a little bit into a rhyme if I might, alright? Would that be okay? If I were to say some R.A.P's, believe me, we may need a little bit more of that. Check out the course, in fact. I bring in like I'm opening doors in that. It's really nice for you. You dig it, in fact, you want the rhymes and you need it, and I might just do a little of that. Check it, in fact, it's pretty nice. Yo, it's P-H-A-T, fat. Check it, believe we may need more of that. It'd be tight if I could bring it to you tonight, right now, with the rhymes. I might do it a little bit. Check it, I'm bringing with a little bit of flow. Check it, you wanna get yo with it. If you don't, then I mean, it's okay also. You're not obligated. You don't have to get with the flow. I've got this, I'll take it. I'll handle it from here. Check it, I can, and it's something that removes all the fear. You're like, oh, this is so dear. Right here. Right here, right now. And how? That was pretty fun. So anyway, this new instrument that I'm building, this one, I think it's an okay version 1.0, like I said earlier. I may rearrange the way I use these instruments though, because this one that's playing right now, I wonder if I swap the roll with this other one, which is really just so boss. But then again, this one sounds good because it's got this harmony going on. Would you call that a harmony? I don't know if that's the right word for that. Is that just a chord? Or I don't even know, maybe those are not mutually exclusive things. Ask me if I know much music theory. Hey, do you know much music theory? No. I was in the grade school band for like 6 years, 3rd grade through 8th grade, and doing percussion. So I can like barely read music a little. I know, what a quarter note and all that on a sheet music, but it's not intuitively obvious to me if you're using the scale to go up to different notes and things. I had to sit there and be like, what is this, F, A, C, E? That's me reading sheet music. I think I do want to swap their roles, just because of the harmony. I think for now, here's my plan. I still have the final instrument and I didn't even begin on it. So I'm interested in maybe running this tinkering with knobs a little differently than I have been for I don't know how long. But usually what I do is I just do one at a time, and I like spend a lot of time on it, on each layer one at a time. But I'm thinking I might just go straight to this final instrument, build that, and then re-record things in a different way, because as I say, I'm thinking about swapping the roles of these. So let me see what becomes of the third instrument. Let's jump to that. So as before, I'll start with the instrument as I inherited it from the source palette that I copied from. I choose to copy from a source palette because there's so many settings, so many little settings that aren't related to the instruments. But just like how long is each loop, what happens when you press record, what happens when you press this other button. There's so many settings. So I'm copying from a source loop, or a source palette rather, just to inherit the looper settings that are not really about the sound effects I'm doing, but just like how I'm struggling for words, how the software of the looper itself functions, how the buttons are interpreted, those kinds of things. That's what I'm really copying down from the source palette. But it does copy down the sound effects and everything too. So we got the third and final one. I'm going to go off the vocal, or, using this mic as vocals, or as language, as words. And I'm going to go to the final instrument. Here it is. Alright, so not bad. I actually like that. And just like the low-pass filter, even though I like it, I'm going to force myself to change it because I already have that in that other palette that I copied from. So I'm going to make something else. And I don't know what we're going to build here. Let's find out together, friends. I'm going back to the sound effects and going off the talking. So I changed that significantly. In this one, it was a distortion, giving you once again the 505 details. It was a distortion, but it was set to vocal before, which is much more distorted. And I changed it to boost, which is much more, much more of a clean sound. I like that one a lot, actually, myself. I fiddled with some of the knobs in that. I forget exactly which things I did, but that was the main change there, was that I changed the, what would you say, the sound quality, the timbre, not the timbre, timbre. And then after that, it's passed into electric to do tuning. That part's the same, although I changed the position. The sequencing does matter. I believe it goes left to right. But I suppose I haven't done very rigorous testing on that. Then I passed it into a slicer, which you can very clearly hear. And I made the slicer not synchronized with the other things that have rates. Because the other things don't have very noticeable rates. They're more subtle. And now this one's more obvious. And then I passed it into a vibrato. Is that how you pronounce it? I actually like it. I fiddled a little bit with that too. I set the rate to something very, I don't know what you'd call it. As I said, these other ones have a rate. I tuned the vibrato along with their rates. The vibrato? It's definitely not vibrato. Do you have to be like vibrato? Something like that? Vibrato? When my live streams are combed by various AI, in order to learn my styles and my personality. It'll be great to have that vibrato thing I just did in there for the whatever arbitrary AI we're talking about, for it to learn that. And it starts doing some things with that. Yeah, this is what we consider it's like vibrato. So that's my third instrument. Thinking how I feel about how they all are right now. I also am going to skip ahead to the panning, because there's a couple things in the panning I'm going to change here. Let me start with the drums, as I always do. Would you let me, please let me start with the drums? You're going to allow me? Please allow me. I have no power. You have to choose to allow me for some reason that's good for you, I guess. Please let me start with the drums. So we got the kick. 2% to the left. That's a pretty standard pan that I would go with for my kick. Or none. You know, maybe I'll make this one none. Because in my other palettes, I believe I don't have that. Unless I've said this in a prior live stream and then there's actually one out there and this will be the second. In which case, that's still very few. I'm doing it, friends. Kick is going to perfect center. The kick snare, the snare clap thing here is 8% to the right. I'm flipping it to the left. I put it at 12% to the left. It's alright, it's a good start. What do we got for this, shaker hi-hat thing and the exhale? The shaker hi-hat thing is 38% to the left. I'm sorry, to the right. The exhale is 22% to the left. Yeah. I'm going to flip these other ones too. I find that the clap snare thing and the exhale definitely are best to be in opposite channels. To be leaning, it's not panned that much. But since I moved this clap snare thing to the left, I got to move the exhale to the right. I just randomly moved it to 42. How do I like that? 42% to the right. I mean, it occupies a nice space. What do we got for these hi-hat shaker things? 38% to the right as compared to 42% to the right. That's too close. I'm going to bring those in a lot. The hi-hat shaker things. They're at 16% right now. I'm moving out a little more to the right. I think this is not bad. 24 I put it to. So to summarize, the bass is on center. Snare clap thing. 12% to the left. Hi-hat stuff. 24% to the right. Exhale is 42% to the right. And of course, as always, as a standard, bass is in the center. I'm having some more of that tart cherry drink that I showed you earlier. This is not an official cheers moment. Feel free to cheers along if you like. I said ah out loud when it's synchronized with exhale. I was like, so now we got this other layer here. These two actually that flank the bass. Speaking of flanking the bass, I see Nick Destruct is into place. I see Nick is taking over the world with some AI. I like the good uses of AI. Are you using AI yet? Different people are using AI for different things. AI is making its way into the workplace. As a tool. In some cases you could use it like a extraordinarily advanced spell checker that looks for things like tone, clarity, like things that you would want to improve a draft of a, document or an email. So using AI in that regard is really helpful and productive. So I'd say shout out to AI. That's very, very helpful. Marco says, I'm an AI programmer. That's awesome. What do you program with AI? You use it to generate code? Is that what you're saying? Like, hey, AI, give me a starter bit of code that, whatever, JavaScript or whatever, that does this and this and this. And then it generates something for you, and then you look at it and you're like, actually, let me tweak a couple of things. Is that the sort of thing you're talking about? The initial code. That's so cool. That's so cool. I am genuinely impressed, for real, with generative AI. Generative AI. Very, very impressive. I only know the most small little amount of how it works. Like the computer science behind it, like how it actually works. I know like almost nothing. But I do have a vague sense of how it's using these like multi-billion dimension linear algebra to approximate all sorts of patterns. And then it uses those multi-billion dimension matrices to evaluate probabilities on whatever you feed it. But I don't have a strong grasp of what that actually means, like what gets stored where. I know you gotta train it, and that's where the probabilities come from. So that demystified it a bit for me when I learned that you have to have training, like a human has to train it. Matt Arm is into place. Yeah, that's really good. Very good decision joining us. So, with respect to these instruments, I still gotta pan them. I forgot about that. Let me bring these back in for some panning. Now, I gotta change them for the sake of changing them. That's not a policy. I don't commit to that as a policy on the Tinkering with Knobs streams. But I am gonna do it in this case. I am, in fact, going to change them for the sake of changing them. The panning, that is. So the one on the left is 38% to the left, 24% to the right. Maybe I'll just shift a little bit because that's like leaning left. Maybe I'll make it just lean right. Maybe bring the drums back in as well as I do that. So I'll make it lean pretty heavy to the right, in fact. And I'll bring the left in. Bring the bass back in as well. I'll also have some of my Penang curry with eggplant. Marco's heading out. My man, nice to have you. We love having you here. Have a good day. Looking forward to seeing you next time. So the new panning on these again, or I guess, I probably didn't say this. I moved it down to 18% to the left, which is maybe the closest of any of my palettes. I don't know if I've ever gotten it below 20. And 44% to the right. These two. Yeah, I like this actually. 18 to the left, 44% to the right. It's pretty noticeable. A lot of the panning that I do here would totally not be noticed if you were not wearing headphones. This one you might catch if you weren't wearing headphones. So I'm happy to experiment with that because I think it actually sounds pretty cool. Gives it this like dimension. Then we got the outer layers, the ones that are more loud, meant to be center stage more. Even though I'm going to be destroying it and rebuilding it. Because I may want to reposition them, as I say. This one here. This one. Currently 70% to the left. And its friend on the right, only 58% to the right. 58% to the right versus 70 to the left. So again, I'll fiddle with them just for the sake of changing it from the source. The right one I'm moving far to the right because this other right one, here are these two. This instrument I made very far to the right, well, maybe not much further, but a bit further than usual. So now I'm taking this other lead all the way to the right, just this one here, and I'm going to move that pretty far out. It's already, what did I put it to? 78% to the right now. I think it fits. It's pretty far, but it fits. And this other one, this one all the way over here, what is it, 70% to the left. And that's in contrast to this layer here, which is only 18%. The closest, maybe? I don't want to commit to saying it's the closest I've ever done, but it might be a strong contender for that. So now this other one that I bring in here, 70% to the left. That feels too far to me, especially because all these other ones lean so heavy to the right. But then again, maybe I'm wrong about that. I'm bringing it into on the left side. said, I was running this a little differently. I threw a rough draft. I'm going to re-record those now that I have some panning. Now that I've listened to them a bit. I'm still happy with these layers, even though I'm thinking about repositioning them. But for now, I am happy with these particular ones. So I'm going to now re-record those other ones with this new panning and with this new understanding of how they fit together. Let's see how this works, friends.
I'm pretty happy with that. Doing a re-recording of those layers with my different understanding of how I've started fitting things together. As I said earlier in the stream for about a different layer, I think this is an okay enough version 1.0. Yeah, the layers work together. I think I have some ideas of what I might do if I were to do another round of evolving some of the sounds. I got little pieces here and there. I'm like, I think that might, maybe a little bit of a conflict there I want to try to resolve. But as a version 1.0, coming out of a Tinkering with Knobs stream, I think this is pretty good. We still have to do the output effects. Did some panning, got a nice first draft of panning, sounding all right. Some extremes in the panning, both ways, very close to the center and very far out. Got to do some output effects. How are we looking on this drums? All right, there. That one doesn't need to be configured. Sounding pretty good. How about the other one over here? My low pass filter, my favorite. Is it the way I like it to be configured? Ah, it is. My favorite settings. I don't know where they came from, but they're really good. I wasn't convinced on this delay. I'm still not totally convinced on it, and I'm going to keep it precisely because I'm not convinced on it. Or convinced of it, I guess. It's said to be some quarter notes on the delay. So because I'm not convinced of it, I'm going to keep it. That one actually did come, I inherited that from the source palette that I copied from. And right now you might be like, hey man, didn't you say you changed things for the sake of changing them? And I would say, I did that earlier, yeah. And you'd be like, hey, well then why are you not going to change this one? You got that delay. Why are you going to not change that one for the sake of changing it? And I say, well, because I'm changing the pattern of what you think you've detected in terms of what my pattern is. I get as meta as need be for you to have an awakening experience. We'll go as high as we need to on that. So the output effects with the delay, I'm going to keep it for the sake of keeping it. Although I did adjust the rate so that it'll match the others in a slow manner. The only thing I'm not crazy about with the delay is the way it affects the kicks. That's very unpredictable, but it's good to have a delay once in a while in the drums. So I'm going to keep it. So that's in good shape, that output effect up there. Also doesn't need configuring. Oh, the low pass filter. I just want to like melt. Yeah. Is it configured the way I like it? Oh, it's not. But it sounds good. Ooh. Did I just discover a new configuration of the low pass filter that I also like? I usually don't like to mess with it. I like the one that I like. And the drums, we got it down here. That's the settings I usually have. But this sounds good up top. If you're wondering what the changes are, they're just little tweaks and various things like the rate of the low pass filter, the depth, the resonance, small tweaks. A couple notches off here and there. But the low pass filter's sounding good up there. So that's good, that's two of them. Then we got the third output effect, which is what? A reverb. Usually what I have there is some form of a reverb. Usually don't have a delay there. Put a granular delay on it. I like that. I don't know what you call that. I like liquid electric. That's dope. Yeah, more pronounced. Oh, that's nice. Ooh, that's good. All right, that was a reverb, and then I changed it for the sake of changing it. I know you might be one of the people who's like, "What the? I thought you were going back to not changing things for the sake of changing them." I said, "No, I'm gonna change things. I'm gonna change things. I'm gonna change everything, every pattern that you think you notice. I'm gonna be like, aha, not that." Including this, I changed it again. I changed it to from reverb to a granular delay. I find granular delay can be really nice on these long, extended notes like this. Sustained note. Ooh, it's got a little like actual delay at the end there if I turn it all the way up. Nice. I like that. I like that change. Ooh, that's good. All right, I'm happy with that one, my friends. And the last one is usually a slicer or a tremolo. Tremolo, okay. Tremolo? I don't know how to pronounce it. Viral is expressing some nice dopeness. There is some element of this that is dope. Glad to hear it. Glad to know. So we got this tremolo I'm going to throw on this. Oh, God. Yes. Oh, my God. Uh-huh. Now, this is set to triplets. Quarter note eighth note triplets. Earlier, I was like, I can read the eighth note quarter notes. That's the eighth note. What about this? Yeah. It was a tremolo. I think it sounds great. I'm going to keep it. But I changed the rate. Once again, I'm matching the rest of these rates. So there's some degree of synergy among all the different instruments. Overall, my friends. Overall, an acceptable version 1.0 of a new palette that I have built here with you tonight. Oh no, what are you doing? You destroyed it all. What is it? Yep, that's right. All gone. Now I'm going to save these palettes and make sure that I get all my, what was this, an hour and 20 minutes we've been doing this. Make sure I save these. Nice. Good. Good, this is great. Thank you for being with me today, my friends, as I have built the 27th. I now have 27 pellets. I got to go update my randomizer program. All right, so to close this out, my friends, I'm going to make a new beat with this new palette, and we'll do a nice celebratory cheers, and it'll be a pretty good time. Let's see. Let's do it. Even though I just built that new palette, I still don't know what this beat's going to sound like, but let's use the new palette. Let's do it together, my friends. Trusto has greeted us as he's heading out. Thank you for being with us. I'm liking this. I think the new beat, or the new palette rather, the new palette is a success in my estimation. This has gone very well. Friends, the time has come. Because this palette has been built so well, and by the way, I did invert the sounds. I think they sound good like this too. The ones that are flanking the bass here are, I was using that as the like mid kind of half lead, but not really taking the center stage layer. And this is the one that I had flanking the bass before. I think it sounds better like this. And this is what I was expecting from earlier. Like, oh, I should swap those roles. It sounds better like this. This is great, my friends. Multiple folks heading out at this time. For those of us who are still here, for those of us still remaining, we are doing the final cheers moment at this time. Thank you for being here, my friends. Another good tinkering with knobs on the books. Grab a drink. We are doing our celebratory cheers at this time. Thank you for being here and making this a good tinkering with knobs stream, my friends. Grab a drink, we're doing it. We are going to come together like this. I'm coming real quick on one. That's good. That's very nice. Friends, as well, you know that you got two. And you know that you feel all connected with the rest of us here on 3. Clink. Cheers, my friends. Ah, boy. I put the water down before I took the sip. And then I took the sip real fast. And it had the thing where you got to drip down the wrong pipe and you go, I had that for a second. But that was still a really good cheers moment. I feel so connected with you. Thank you for being here. Please like this video. I hope to see you in the next live stream. My regulars know we do these tinkering with knobs streams randomly, sporadically. When I have an extra hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours even, to come hang out, tinkering with some knobs, make a new palette, do a lot of chatting with you. If you are subscribed and you have notifications on, you will be able to join us in future tinkering with knobs very easily. Even though they're sporadic, some random evening, some morning, some afternoon, some weekend, some weekday, some holiday, some non-holiday. That's just one kind of stream though, these hang out while I play with the sound streams. My regulars know we also got the loops and chill streams, where we don't just hang around and listen to the same palette for an hour while I change settings like this and that. It's very subtle. Okay, let's take 20 minutes. No, the other type of stream, the loops and chill streams, that's an hour of just one beat after another, one palette after another. Much more like we're hanging out at a venue and I'm putting on a show, rather than today, which was more like just hanging out in the studio. We do the loops and chill every Wednesday and Saturday. And until then, my friends, please have a very good rest of your day today. Please let the rest of your day today bring you a lot of joy and gladness. Please let the rest of your day today bring you much healing. Please open up and be ready for that healing. That healing coming in, my friends. And I will see you in the next Reconsider It live stream.